Greenland is not a place shaped by seasons. It is shaped by ice. Here, glaciers move like slow rivers, mountains rise frozen in time, and the land exists in a state of permanent cold. This is one of the harshest environments on Earth, where survival is measured in patience, resilience, and respect for nature. From above, Greenland reveals its true scale: vast, silent, and unforgiving. In Greenland, ice is never still. Glaciers flow like frozen rivers, slowly carving the land beneath them. Each crack tells a story of pressure and time. Each movement reshapes the coast. What appears motionless from afar is in reality constantly changing. Where the ice ends, the sea begins. Greenland's coastline is carved by glaciers, forming fjords deeper than cities are tall. Here, mountains fall directly into the ocean, and icebergs drift like monuments set free. This is the meeting point of ice and water, a boundary constantly in motion. Life in Greenland exists on the edge of possibility. Here, survival depends on precision, timing, and endurance. From the surface of the ice to the depths of the ocean, every movement is a calculated risk. These animals are not adapted to the cold. They are defined by it. Humans have lived in Greenland for thousands of years, not by conquering the ice, but by understanding it. Inuit communities learned to read the land, the wind, and the movement of ice. From above, their settlements appear small, yet they endure in one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. In Greenland, time is measured by light. For months, the sun barely rises. Darkness settles across the land. Then suddenly, light returns. Endless days under a circling sun. This rhythm shapes everything: life, movement, and survival. In Greenland, the weather is never background noise. It is the main force. Winds rise without warning. Snow becomes a wall. Blizzards erase the horizon, and storms reshape the land again and again. Here, survival means respecting the sky. In Greenland, survival is not learned from books. It is learned from the land, the ice, and the sea. For centuries, Inuit communities have lived in rhythm with the Arctic. They hunt not for sport, but for continuity. Every movement, every decision, shaped by generations of knowledge. Fishing through solid ice, tracking seals across frozen coastlines, waiting patiently at breathing holes carved by nature itself. Nothing is wasted. Meat becomes food. Fur becomes warmth. Bones become tools. In a place where supplies cannot be taken for granted, self-reliance is not a choice. It is tradition. The ice provides, but only to those who understand it. Across Greenland, towns and villages cling to the edges of the ice. There are no roads connecting most of them. The sea, the sky, and the seasons decide who comes and who goes. Colorful houses stand against endless white, not for decoration, but for survival. In long winters, color keeps the mind awake when the sun disappears. Life here moves slower, but not weaker. Families depend on one another. Community replaces convenience. Supplies arrive by ship or plane, sometimes weeks apart. When storms close the sky and ice blocks the sea, people wait patiently. Isolation is not loneliness here. It is a shared condition, a quiet agreement between humans and one of the harshest environments on Earth. In Greenland, light itself becomes extreme. There is no balance, only contrast. In winter, darkness stretches for months. The sun never rises. Time loses its familiar rhythm, and days blend into nights. Yet life continues beneath artificial light, inside warm rooms, behind frost-covered windows. Then slowly, the darkness releases its grip. The sun returns, circling the horizon without ever setting. During summer, daylight becomes endless. Sleep follows instinct instead of clocks. The land awakens all at once. Plants grow fast. Animals move constantly. People work, travel, and live beneath a sky that refuses to go dark. In Greenland, light does not simply illuminate life, it defines it. For thousands of years, Greenland's ice remained constant, massive, silent, unmoving. But today, the ice is changing. Glaciers that once advanced now retreat. Ice sheets thin year by year. Rivers of meltwater carve paths across the frozen surface, flowing toward the sea. What melts here does not stay here. Greenland's ice influences oceans, weather systems, and coastlines far beyond the Arctic. For the people who live on this land, the changes are immediate. Traditional hunting routes shift. Sea ice becomes unpredictable. Knowledge passed down for generations must adapt. Greenland is not breaking, it is transforming. The question is not whether the ice will change, but how the world will respond to what happens here. Greenland is not empty, it is quiet, a place where life does not shout to be seen, but endures. Here, humans did not conquer nature. They learned to exist within it. The ice remembers everything: storms, seasons, footsteps, and silence. It holds stories older than any city and lessons written not in words, but in survival. Greenland reminds us that resilience is not about control, but respect. As the world grows louder and warmer, this frozen land remains a mirror, showing us how small we are and how carefully we must move forward.